sir, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, back at it with another Forza Horizon 3 build video, man. We are anticipating that Forza Motorsport 7, man. Actually, I just turned my Xbox on and saw that little preview that they gave me there for the pre-order, but I'm going to order mine through the store because I want to have a physical hard copy of that disc, man, when the time does come. But as always, we are going to keep it moving. You guys know how we do it, man. If you're new to the channel, drop your request down in the comment section, man, and we're going to do our best to get to as many as we can. Now, this one popped up on the channel, quite a few times, and I'm gonna be honest, man, I've been doing a lot of research on this car, and it took me a while to actually find the new wrap design, man. But I'm gonna run through the list of names real quick. Akib Tanvir, Alec Lewis, Jack Storm, Noah Robertson, Christian M, Jonathan Bridgelaw, Nexus 834, TZ BLS Gaming, Anonymous LT, Sebastian Hausner, James Soriano, Antonio Martinez, James Geronimo, and Brian Gaming all want to see Jake Paul's Ford Focus RS with that new wrap, man. Now, for those of you guys who have been subscribed to the channel for a while, we actually did this car quite a while back, and that's when it had the black camo wrap with kind of the blue stripe down the middle with a gray stripe with the blue lines on either side. Very sick car. And when I saw this one pop up, you guys were saying, oh, the new wrap, the new wrap. I'm not even going to lie. I thought you guys were talking about that old wrap. But no, it turns out there's a new wrap on this car, and for those of you guys who know about it, it was actually done by West Coast Customs. So what we're going to do is buy up this 2017 Ford Focus RS here and get started with this build. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about keeping the modifications legit on this one, but one thing that I do want to do is get that rainbow camo wrap on here, man, and see what that thing looks like. But before we get started with all of that, we are going to jump into the upgrades and see if we can make this thing a little bit faster than it would be from stock. Now, as far as the engine goes, I'm going to leave the stock powertrain in here. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Ford doing some very sick things with the EcoBoost, man. Whether it be the 3.5 liter EcoBoost that you find in the pickup trucks, the Ford Fusions. I believe this is a 2.2, 2.3 liter, correct me if I'm wrong, EcoBoost. I mean, it's a beautiful thing, man. And, really, in my opinion, I think cars, if they're not going electric, they should be going turbo. Now, not only are one of the benefits to having a turbo on your car, obviously, is the power, but also the fuel efficiency. Now, with a lot of regulations and emissions testing obviously being very strict, people want to protect the environment, obviously. The longevity of that is very important for generations to come, shall we say. But the thing about it is, not only are turbos fuel efficient and stuff like that, very easy to modify and very easy to get power out of. Now, obviously, once you do modify them to get that power, chances are that emissions and all that, economic, environmentally friendly stuff goes out the window. But to be honest, man, that's just where the easy power is. So when you have a company like Ford that's out here offering high horsepower vehicles, from factory, I mean, you really need to appreciate that. And for those of you guys who know, I do have another channel. Link to that is down in the description, and basically I do like real life car vlogs on my real life car, and I'm a Nissan guy. I had an Altima before, now I have a G35 with a VQ35, oh yeah, and I considered getting a little Fiesta ST at one point. Now when these cars, the Focus ST and the Fiesta ST first came out, the RS was not an option. People have just heard about them at that point, and I wanted something that was easy to modify and cheap, and the Fiesta, I believe it was like $25,000 at the time that I was looking at it, and they are like pretty quick cars. You know, obviously Matt Farah from the Smoking Tire has, I believe, a Focus ST. With the tune and a few minor bolt-ons, you're looking at some fun, you know, horsepower and definitely some fun times, especially when it's a car with such a small package. But for this one, we're just going to keep it light as far as the modifications go. We got the same wheels as Jake Paul on here. So now what we need to do, jump into the tuning. Now, I'm going to get a little carried away with this one. I'm going to slam and stance this, even though Jake Paul's setup as far as the suspension goes is relatively, relatively dailyable and moderate. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to get a little bit funky. Actually, you know what? We're going to get a little bit more funky, man. Let's go ahead. That rear camber, that's where I feel like we really need it. And now that we got that out of the way, what I think we're going to do is jump into the designs and paint section. Now, I'm going to try to find this new design here. I'm not too sure how many people are actually going to be on the ball with this one, but I'm going to type in Jake Paul, and we are going to find out in a second. Now, I am expecting a couple of the old designs to pop up right away, but I'm hoping that somebody out there has taken care of that new rainbow design. Now, it looks like we do have a couple different options here. I'm just going to skim through a couple of the different suggestions here, and when I find something that I like, I'm going to let you guys know. Now, I've definitely taken the time to skim through a couple options here, and it's very clear that one person in particular has taken the time really to get this on the ball, and it's this guy right here, Oven Warrior 3101. He's got it on the money right now. And now that I'm looking at a couple different pictures online, one thing that I can see that I missed are the tire letters. So we're just going to go back. One thing that I do want to do is get those tire letters on here. So we're just going to go to tire compound, drop that Horizon tire compound on there, and we're good to go, man. So with that being said, we're going to back it on up, install this setup, and take this thing out on the road. Now, as you can see, it's raining a little bit out here, but that's okay. This thing sounds, honestly, I'm not going to lie, man, it doesn't really sound that crazy. All-wheel drive, turbo Ford hatchback here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not too sure about you guys. Everybody knows the reputations of Mustangs. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's the drivers that usually have a hard time driving those things, but, you know, every other Ford has a relatively half-decent reputation, except for, obviously, Ford pickups. The old Ford pickups, you know, there's the old saying, found on road daily or whatever, found on road dead, whatever you want to say. To be honest, man, that reputation's not really something that I think holds that true anymore. Ford's definitely their products are solid, man. And when it came time for that buyout, when GM and I believe it was Ford were crying the blues and all that business, after that kind of stuff happened, man, I feel like the quality definitely went up. As far as, you know, longevity and reliability of the product, I feel like it's just a better product than it was in, let's say, the early 90s, you know, up until the 2000s even. You know, Ford was, I mean, I don't know, the reputation wasn't all there, you know, like what they have, the Taurus, even the Focuses back then, man, it was like, ugh, you know, like, unless you're getting the SVT model, which I believe was common here in Canada. You know, there wasn't too many. You can get yourself a nice Taurus or a Mercury Sable. I mean, those were like, you know, I guess sport. No, there was the Taurus Show. You know, the Show was all right, SHO. But other than that, when you're just talking base models, I don't know, man. Even the base model Fords nowadays are pretty decent. You know what I mean? They're nice, nice quality interior stitching and all that good stuff. And they're built solid. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to buy a new car or a newer car than what I have right now, I probably, I don't know, I may consider Ford, but I don't know. I feel like there's also a few other options out there. Like Honda's really big on my list too, man. I don't know what it is, but I just like I'm a sucker for a nice clean Honda, boys. But, you know, that's just because I'm kind of into the import scenes with me being into Nissans and stuff like that. So I just, you know, maybe I'm just a little bit biased. But I'm thinking we are probably going to put an end to this one. As you guys can see, this is pretty legit, man. I don't know, like there's not too many photos or even videos of this car out there, but from what I could tell online, this one's pretty legit, man. So as always, I'm thinking we're probably going to put an end to this one. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching. It means the world to me. Once again, if you guys are new to the channel, don't forget to let me know what you guys want to see down in the comments section. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be a wrap for this one, man. I'm your boy, Denali, a.k.a. Don Squally. I just want to say thank you guys for watching. And we're going to catch y'all at the next one, man. Peace. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh.